Have you ever wondered why some people seem to achieve their goals effortlessly while others struggle? This puzzling scenario has everything to do with the enigma called self-discipline. You see, self-discipline is not just about denying yourself pleasures or forcing yourself into uncomfortable situations. It's about gaining control over your actions and making decisions that align with your goals, no matter how tempting the alternatives may be. Many people misunderstand self-discipline, viewing it as a form of self-punishment or restriction, but in reality it's quite the opposite. Self-discipline is about freeing yourself from impulsive behaviors and decisions that often lead to regret and disappointment. It's about choosing long-term gratification over immediate pleasure, quality over quantity, substance over form. Imagine a life where you're not constantly battling with yourself, where your actions are in harmony with your aspirations. That's the power of self-discipline. So it's clear that self-discipline is not a punishment, but a vital key to success. But what really is self-discipline? Is there a science behind it? Absolutely there is. Self-discipline at its core is essentially our ability to regulate our actions, feelings, and emotions in order to achieve long-term goals. It's about resisting the pull of immediate pleasure in favor of future success. The psychological aspects of self-discipline can be broken down into three key areas: willpower, self-control, and delay of gratification. Let's start with willpower. Willpower, or self-control, is the force that drives us to avoid distractions and stay focused on what needs to be done. It's our mental muscle that we flex when tempted to stray from our goals. Next, there's self-control. Self-control is the ability to regulate our emotions, behavior, and desires in order to achieve our long-term goals. It's our inner strength that enables us to resist the pull of immediate gratification in favor of something more enduring. Lastly, we have delay of gratification. This is the ability to resist the temptation for an immediate reward and wait for a later reward. It's the art of patience, of waiting for the right time to indulge. Now you might be asking, why does all this matter? Well, research has shown that self-discipline is a key determinant of success. In a study conducted by psychologist Angela Duckworth, self-discipline outperformed IQ as a predictor of academic success. In other words, it's not just about how smart you are, but how disciplined you are that determines your success. Moreover, self-discipline has been linked to a host of positive outcomes. It's been associated with better health, greater academic achievement, and even lower levels of substance abuse. In essence, the more self-discipline you have, the more likely you are to lead a successful and fulfilling life. So, there you have it. Self-discipline isn't just about resisting temptation or pushing through pain. It's a complex interplay of mental processes that, when harnessed correctly, can lead to remarkable achievements. Now that we understand the science, it's time to delve into the practical side of self-discipline. How can we cultivate this crucial skill? This is the question that most of us are left pondering. Well, the answer lies in understanding the building blocks of self-discipline. First and foremost, everything begins with setting clear, achievable goals. Without a defined target, we are like a ship sailing without a compass. Goals give us direction and a sense of purpose. They serve as the foundation upon which we can build our self-discipline. It's about knowing what we want to achieve, and more importantly, why we want to achieve it. Once we have our goals, the next step is to create a plan. This is the blueprint of our journey towards self-discipline. A well-structured plan breaks down our goals into smaller, manageable tasks, making them less daunting and more achievable. It also provides a roadmap that we can follow, ensuring that we stay on course. But merely having goals and a plan isn't enough. We must also maintain a positive mindset. This is the cement that holds all the building blocks together. A positive mindset enables us to stay motivated and focused, even when the going gets tough. It helps us to see obstacles as opportunities rather than setbacks, and it keeps us moving forward no matter what. Yet the most critical building block of self-discipline is consistency. Consistency is the force that drives us to stick to our plan day in and day out, regardless of how we feel. It's about making a commitment to ourselves and following through. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when we don't feel like doing it. However, consistency is nothing without perseverance. Perseverance is the fuel that keeps our self-discipline engine running. It's the ability to keep going, even when progress seems slow or when we face setbacks. It's about never giving up, no matter how hard things get. In conclusion, self-discipline isn't a trait that some people are born with and others aren't. It's a skill that can be developed over time. It might seem challenging at first, but with these building blocks, clear goals, a solid plan, a positive mindset, consistency, and perseverance, anyone can develop it. What happens when we stumble? Are we doomed to fail? Well, not exactly. Each stumble, each obstacle on our path to self-discipline is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become stronger. Let's talk about some common obstacles to self-discipline and how we can overcome them. First, we have the ever-present procrastination. Procrastination is like a sneaky thief, stealing our time and our focus. It's a tricky adversary, but not unbeatable. The key is to break down your tasks into manageable chunks, making them less intimidating, and most importantly, start. Action feeds motivation, not the other way around. Then there's the lack of motivation. It's easy to feel motivated when everything is going smoothly. But what about when things get tough? That's when real self-discipline comes into play. Remember, motivation is fleeting, but discipline is consistent. Stay committed to your goals, even when the initial excitement fades. Next, we have the fear of failure. This fear can be paralyzing, but it's important to remember that failure is not the end. It's just a stepping stone on the path to success. Treat each failure as a learning experience, an opportunity to grow and improve. And finally, there's the challenge of maintaining balance. It's easy to swing too far in one direction, becoming too rigid or too lax. But self-discipline is about finding the sweet spot, the balance between structure and flexibility. Now, how do we overcome these obstacles? It's all about resilience and adaptability. It's about picking yourself up when you fall and learning to adapt to new situations. It's about staying focused on your goals, but being flexible in your approach. And above all, it's about not giving up, even when the going gets tough. So when you stumble, remember, it's not the end. It's just a bump in the road, a chance to learn and grow. And each time you overcome an obstacle, you're building your self-discipline, becoming stronger and more resilient. Remember, the road to self-discipline is not always smooth, but each hurdle is a learning opportunity. Now, let's see how this all applies in the real world. Consider the story of Michael Jordan, arguably one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Jordan didn't make his high school basketball team on his first try. Instead of giving up, he channeled his disappointment into determination. He practiced tirelessly, honed his skills, and disciplined himself to improve. His self-discipline carried him to 6 NBA championships and a legendary career. Then, there's J.K. Rowling, the author of the beloved Harry Potter series. Before her success, Rowling faced numerous rejections from publishers. Yet she disciplined herself to keep writing, revising, and submitting her work. Her perseverance paid off when Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. These stories remind us that self-discipline is a critical factor in achieving our goals. It's about pushing through the tough times, staying committed even when things get hard, and never losing sight of what we're working towards. So what are the key points to remember about the art of self-discipline? Firstly, self-discipline is not an inherent trait, but a skill that can be developed. It takes time, effort, and patience. Secondly, self-discipline is about making conscious decisions. It involves choosing to do what's necessary over what's easy. It's about committing to your goals and not letting distractions derail you. Thirdly, self-discipline is the backbone of success. Whether in personal life or professional endeavors, self-discipline can make the difference between achieving your dreams or falling short. It's the secret sauce that turns aspirations into achievements. Lastly, remember that self-discipline is a journey, not a destination. It's a continual process of learning, growing, and improving. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, one step at a time. So, think about what you want to achieve. What goals do you have? And more importantly, how can you apply self-discipline to make them happen? Because remember, with self-discipline, you can turn your dreams into reality. So we've learned a lot about self-discipline today, but what's the most important takeaway? Well, it's the understanding that self-discipline is not just about willpower, it's a transformative tool. It is the foundation of success, the engine that propels us towards our goals. It's what makes the difference between those who dream and those who do. In our discussion, we've delved into the science of self-discipline, explored its building blocks, and learned strategies for overcoming obstacles. We've also looked at real-life examples and key takeaways that showcase its undeniable power. Now it's time for you to harness this power. Start small, celebrate your victories, and remember, progress is a process. It's about making better choices day after day and cultivating habits that lead to success. As we wrap up, I want to encourage you to start implementing what you've learned. Remember, every journey starts with a single step. Your journey to self-discipline starts now.